You know, I thought coming home from 2 years in Afghanistan would mean leaving all the chaos behind, finally slipping back into normal life. No more looking over my shoulder, just me, Emily Carter, a former Army Ranger, trying to blend in like everyone else. But nope, my first real night out in Seattle, dressed in jeans and a sweater, heading to this cozy little French bistro on Pine Street called Le Petit Coin, and bam, trouble finds me before I even finish my escargot. I was sitting there in the corner, savoring that garlic butter, scrolling through texts from my old unit buddies who were still out there dodging IEDs, when these five guys burst in like they owned the place, already half-tanked, laughing too loud, snapping at the hostess like she was their personal servant. They were the type you see in those upscale tech crowds around here, mid-20s to 30s, flashy watches, designer sneakers, probably from some startup downtown where they pull all-nighters coding apps that track your every move. The leader, this smug brunette I'll call Brad, real name, turned out to be something else, but Brad fits his Vabih, plants himself at the center table, barking orders for craft beers and steaks, while his buddies chime in with crude jokes that echo off the walls, making the families nearby shift uncomfortably. You know, that awkward glance parents give when they're shielding their kids from the real world. I tried to tune them out at first. I've dealt with worse, like sandstorms and sniper foray, so I focused on my wine. A nice Bordeaux that reminded me of quieter times, but inside, that old instinct was stirring, the one that kept me alive overseas, whispering that these guys weren't just rowdy, they were entitled, the kind who think money buys them a free pass to ruin everyone else's night. As the evening wore on, their volume cranked up, complaining about the food being too froggy for their tastes, sending plates back with snide remarks that had the poor waiter, this kid named Theo, sweating bullets as he apologized over and over. Theo was just a part-timer, probably saving for college, and the manager, an older French guy named Marcel with a thick accent and a kind face, he steps in politely. "Gentlemen, please, lower your voices for the other guests." But Brad just waves him off with a smirk. "We're paying good money here. Old-timer, mind your own damn business, or we'll tank your Yelp reviews." That hit me. You see, because Marcel reminded me of my grandpa, a World War II vet who ran a diner back in Ohio, always treating folks with respect no matter what, and these clowns were trampling that, driven by some deep-seated insecurity. I figured later, like Brad had flunked out of the military academy his dad pushed him into, resenting anyone who actually served. Or maybe it was just the booze amplifying their fragile egos in a city full of overachievers. But then it got personal. They spotted me alone, minding my business, and the whispers started, not even subtle. "Look at her, acting all high and mighty. Probably thinks she's too good for us." And Brad leans into his pals, loud enough for the whole room to hear. "Bet she'd loosen up with a real man." My shoulders tense, said flashbacks to patrols where you'd sense an ambush before it hit, but I breathed deep, told myself this was civilian turf, no need to escalate, just finish the meal and ghost. Marcel tries again, offering free desserts to nearby tables as apologies, his hands fidgeting like he knows this could blow up his livelihood, a small family-run spot competing with chains. Theo hovers nervously, tray shaking, whispering to Marcel about calling the cops. But they're both outmatched, no bouncer here, just good food and goodwill. The turning point came when Brad staggers toward the bathroom, accidentally knocking my chair hard enough to spill my wine, then leers down with that whiskey breath. "Oops, sweetheart, maybe if you smiled more, accidents wouldn't happen." I met his eyes steady, voice calm like I'd practiced in de-escalation drills. "Just keep walking, pal, I'm not here for drama." But that lit his fuse. Maybe it was the rejection stinging his pride, or the chip on his shoulder from some old grudge against strong women. Who knows, but he wheels around, face reddening. "What did you say, bitch? You think you can talk to me like that?" His crew jumps up, circling my table like wolves, blocking the exit, their postures screaming intimidation, one of them the stocky one with the goatee. "Let's call him Derek," snarling. "This is between us and the princess here, back off, or we'll make sure this dump closes for good." The air thickened, diners freezing mid-bite, a mom hustling her kids out the door, phones whipping out to record what they sensed was about to go viral. Marcel wedges in, voice cracking. "Please, return to your seats, I don't want trouble," but Derek shoves him aside lightly. "Stay out of it, Frogweary," teaching her manners. Inside me, That calm settled the one from raids where everything slows, heart steady, mind mapping threats. Brad's reach, Derek's bulk, the other three hanging back, but ready. No weapons visible, but fists clenched. I stood slow, offering one last out. Guys, let's not do this. Go back to your table. I'll finish up and leave. No harm done. But Brad steps closer, invading my space with a mocking grin. Too late for polite. Honey, you started this. And his hand shoots out to grab my arm. That aggressive yank meant to dominate, to prove his power in front of his boys. That's when it snapped. 2 years of pent-up training unleashing in a blur, not rage, but precision, the kind that saved lives in the sandbox. I twisted his wrist just enough to drop him to one knee, pain flashing in his eyes as he yelps. What the? Derek lunges next, all brute force, but I use his momentum, redirecting him into the table with a crash of plates and silverware echoing like gunfire. The room gasps, Marcel stumbling back wide-eyed, Theo dropping his tray in shock as the third guy, skinny but quick, comes from the side, thinking he can flank me. I pivot, a smooth sweep from Ranger hand to hand, and he's face down, my knee pinning him gentle but firm. Stay put, it's over. The last two hesitate, sobriety kicking in maybe, realizing this wasn't some helpless target, but someone who'd faced real enemies. But pride pushes them forward, coordinating a pincer move. Too bad I drilled against worse. It was done in seconds. 10 tops. Their attacks turned against them, both ending up sprawled, groaning, the bistro silent except for their labored breaths and the distant hum of traffic outside. I scanned quick, ensuring no collateral, then straightened my sweater, sat back down like nothing happened, picking up my napkin while adrenaline hummed in my veins. Marcel approaches slow, mouth agape. Miss, how are you? I sip the replacement wine Theo brings, hand steady despite the rush. Just Emily, Army Ranger home 3 weeks from Afghanistan. The revelation ripples diners murmuring, then applauding softly, an older vet nodding respect, well-handled soldier, and a young mom whispering thanks for making her feel safe amid the creeps. Theo's on the phone with 911, babbling. Yeah, fights over one woman took down 5 guys. She's military. While the crew stirs, Brad cradling his sprained wrist, nothing broken. I'd made sure, muttering, You psycho, you assaulted us. I look him dead on, calm as ever. You grabbed first, I warned you, and now the cops will sort it. They panic then, whispering about spinning the story, say she attacked unprovoked. But Marcel overhears, furious. I saw it all, you cornered her, threatened her, the cameras caught everything. Police roll in. Lights flashing, Sergeant Haisa, fellow vet. I could tell by his bearing, takes charge. Ma'am, walk me through it. I give the rundown crisp, like an after-action report. Their disruptions, harassment rooted in their bloated egos clashing with my quiet strength, the grab that crossed the line. Statements pour in, Marcel, Theo, witnesses backing me fully, footage sealing it. Detective Ramirez arrives, impressed. Your restraint was pro-Calvi, hospitalized them, but you didn't. Paramedics check the guys. Bumps, bruises, egos shattered. Brad whining till they confirm it's minor. They get cuffed for assault, disturbance, intoxication. Brad's last bark as he's let out. This ain't done. But Ramirez shuts him down sharp. Oh, it is, you messed with a vet, and it's all on tape. Watching them go, I felt this mixed satisfaction that justice hit quick, but sadness too, 'cause I craved normalcy, not this reminder of the fight never really ending. The bistro buzzed after diners sending drinks, Marcel comping my meal with tears. Emily, your family now. Even gifting me his old French Legion photo, saying, True strength is winning battles quietly. Word spread fast, videos going viral by morning, news crews calling, but I ducked the spotlight, letting Marcel chat him up. The guys faced fallout. Brad lost his tech gig when his firm saw the clip. Turns out he had a history of bar fights, masking deeper anger from a failed enlistment dream. Others got plea deals, jail time, fines, counseling for booze and rage, learning the hard way that entitlement doesn't shield you from consequences. Months on, I settled into civilian work as a security trainer for a firm up north, my story turning into this unexpected bridge, vets reaching out, sharing transition struggles, building a network I never expected. Marcel hosted a quiet event, Community folks honoring not just the takedown, but the service behind it. The mayor even declaring a day for vets' resilience. But here's where it gets tricky. You know, some folks online debated if I should have just walked away, called cops sooner, questioning if force was overkill against drunks, or if my military edge gave me an unfair advantage in a fair fight. Makes you think, in a world quick to judge, when does self-defense cross into something else? Was I the hero, or did I escalate by standing ground? Anyway, that's my wild welcome home. Taught me community's got your back if you let him in, not hide away. What about you? Ever face down bullies like that? Or think I should have handled it different? Drop a comment below, share your take on justice, entitlement, or those hidden battles we all fight. Love hearing your stories. And hey, hit subscribe if you want more real talk tales like this.